So I had to record this like this because the file's too big to send from my phone. But this is my message to anybody that has an issue with the video that I put out about Rose Bly and the interview that I did with the alleged cousin that put information on Facebook, public group on Facebook.
So, hey y'all, so apparently I'm MIA. Just want to let everybody know I'm not MIA. I just do have a life outside of YouTube. I do have a personal life outside of YouTube that did go awry while I was in the live and did have to jump down due to the language that was being used in my home. It was not appropriate language to be used on Miss Daisy's channel, so I did choose to mute myself. I was still there. I was just unable to chat due to what was going on in my personal life in the background. YouTube is something that I do on the side. On my free time, I have not said I was an investigator. I've not said I work for the media or nothing like that. The information that I released was on Facebook, in public. The lady stated on the Facebook post that she was ridiculed and that no one would listen to her. I did reach out to her and I did advise her that I was a YouTube creator, that I was a mod on a larger channel, and that if she needed a safe place for her voice to be heard, I would be more than happy to give her a place to be heard. I also explained to the lady that I would be interested in doing an interview with her. She advised me she did not want to come up on my channel. We spoke for a few more minutes as far as messaging back and forth, and then she asked me to call her. I also asked her in the message, did she want me to wait till I got to Kentucky to call her, or did she want me to call her then? So I called the lady. Under no false pretenses did I call this lady, or did I, under any false pretenses, did I try to bring information to the public that was not real. As YouTube community, true crime community is for discussion, commentary, and possibility bringing facts forward. I, myself, and Miss Daisy have done nothing different than any other creators have done. For those of you that are ridiculing about children being brought up, children were not brought up, other than the fact that the lady does state that allegedly, if this is Rose, she misses her daughter. I have a daughter I'll never be able to hold, so I will say that I miss my daughter too. It's a human reaction to having a daughter that's missing and not being able to see your kids, or having to leave due to domestic violence and having to be in hiding and not be able to see your kids. And yes, you are able to restart your life, and there are programs that actually put you underground and give you a new name, give you a new identity, and make sure that you have a good, happy life. As I said when we began the live, the original live, that Miss Daisy was apparently extremely bullied over. This is all allegedly. Nothing was brought as facts. If you get on my channel, you will see that several times in my channel, I do comment and I do make sure to say that any facts can be found on the TBI and FBI's website, depending on what case you're looking into. So again, the bashing, the giant creators that came and bashed Miss Daisy, the sweetest, most nicest Christian woman I've ever met on YouTube, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. All of you. My name has not changed. I am Sunshine 1979, Army for the Voices. And that's anybody's voice that needs to be heard. These cases where nobody says these names, nobody puts this information out here, they go cold. Check out some of the other videos on my channel instead of being a bully. Instead of coming at someone for information that they felt was credible due to the fact that the lady did give me names that I was able to research. And if you would like to do the legwork, you guys are more than welcome to go do the legwork and look up these people's names yourself. I did provide receipts as to where that this was a real conversation between me and a woman. I'm not going to release her name because, as I said in the recording, she said, if you release anything, please don't use my real name. And I told her I would not use her real name. And I did not. I referred to her as Tulip when I was on panel. This lady reached out to big creators via Facebook, because we're all on Facebook, because we're all watching this case. So I'm not going to go for, no, I didn't see it on Facebook. She told me herself that she had people reach out to her that she didn't want to talk to. You know why people don't want to come out and talk? Because you have bullies that want to bully people. You have grown adults that have nothing better to do than try to ridicule and break somebody down that's only trying to help. Anyone that has ever been through domestic violence and actually been through domestic violence would understand leaving and the heartache and the pain of having to leave children behind. To only later on in life hope that they can pull it together to come get their children, or at least be a part of their children's lives. I am a real person. I do have children. I do have a life outside of YouTube. I do have a job. I meant no disrespect to Miss Daisy, and I meant no disrespect to this community, and no disrespect was meant to anyone's family. Some of the things I've seen myself that's been released in this case, there's a lot of people that should be ashamed of themselves. But I myself, nor Miss Daisy, has put anyone on blast or went after anybody or restreamed anybody's live, restreamed anybody's content and bullied about it. I'm not going to say any names because you know who you are. And if you follow my channel, you should be ashamed of yourself for recently getting bullied yourselves.
The hell?
Over information that you guys released. So hey y'all, so apparently I did not use her real name, and I did not. I referred to her as Tulip when I was on panel. This lady reached out to big creators via Facebook, because we're all on Facebook, because we're all watching this case. So I'm not going to go for, no, I didn't see it on Facebook. She told me herself that she had people reach out to her that she didn't want to talk to. You know why people don't want to come out and talk? Because you have bullies that want to bully people. You have grown adults that have nothing better to do than try to ridicule and break somebody down that's only trying to help. Anyone that has ever been through domestic violence and actually been through domestic violence would understand leaving and the heartache and the pain of having to leave children behind. To only later on in life hope that they can pull it together to come get their children, or at least be a part of their children's lives. I am a real person. I do have children. I do have a life outside of YouTube. I do have a job. I meant no disrespect to Miss Daisy, and I meant no disrespect to this community, and no disrespect was meant to anyone's family. Some of the things I've seen myself that's been released in this case, there's a lot of people that should be ashamed of themselves. But I myself, nor Miss Daisy, has put anyone on blast or went after anybody or restreamed anybody's live, restreamed anybody's content, and bullied about it. I'm not going to say any names because you know who you are. And if you follow my channel, you should be ashamed of yourself for recently getting bullied yourselves over information that you guys released, because it's all hearsay. It's all opinions, unless it comes from the TBI or the FBI. And for the people that say that Rose has passed on, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I really am. Because I would like to believe that this lady is well and alive. And that she doesn't want to be found because of bullies. I would like to think that Summer is well and alive. You know, and all you people that are on here wanting to bash Miss Daisy, what about all the things you've said about Candace? What about all the horrible videos that have been put out about Candace? The mother of a missing child has been ridiculed, drug all over YouTube, drug all over Facebook, and treated like she was nothing more than the bottom of somebody's shoe. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. The Cheshire Cat did. The creator, what was it? A creator contest, I guess you would call it. I did make a video. I didn't call out any creators. I didn't call out any law enforcement. I made it a funny, amusing thing. Trying to lighten some of the darkness in this case. In all these cases. Some of you guys only follow Summer's case. However, I do have other branches that I am branching out to, and I do help with other cases. If this lady did reach out to me, I reached out to her, but if she replied to me knowing this was a hoax, you should be ashamed of yourself. And the people that want to ridicule for Ernie coming up on panel, Ernie's a grown man and he goes where he wants. And I've seen him on a lot of panels. As far as people getting angry with Ziggy, there was no reason to be angry with Miss Ziggy. I don't take cash apps. Sorry, just kicked my whole stand there. I don't take cash apps. My channel will never be monetized. If I don't get any more subscribers than I have now, you know what? At least I've reached one person. I have no use for monetary purposes from YouTube. No use at all for monetary purposes from YouTube because I make good money. And I'm just trying to help in my free time. For those that you do follow me, I live in Daytona Beach. There's no reason to try to dox me. Believe me, you don't want my credit. I could be on the ocean. It's summertime. I'm Indian. I could get a little color and not look so pale. But instead, I choose to use my free time to try to help people with cold cases and give people a voice to be heard. And to go through my own personal situation and then wake up this morning to someone who means the world to me had been attacked and heartbroken while I was away from my phone, by the way, guys. My laptop and my phone were at home, and I was away from them. So I was not MIA. I'm right here. And anybody that had anything nasty to say was more than welcome to come over to my channel and say anything nasty they wanted to. And as far as trying to set Miss Daisy up, I discussed it again with Miss Daisy, and I advised her that we could do it on my channel, but I felt like with my small following, if anything was important, it may not reach the person that needed to hear it. So this was not some kind of ploy to hurt the one person that's actually give me a place to feel comfortable, to go up on panel and to speak. Because yeah, I'm from Kentucky and I have an accent, and a lot of people make fun of people with an accent. Oh, they can't understand you, they can't do this, they can't do that. And yeah, I have a hell of a temper. A hell of a temper. And anybody that did accidentally catch my live 2 weeks ago when I was driving in Norman probably heard. I have a hell of a temper. And no, I don't want that put out there, because this, my YouTube channel, my YouTube personality, if you will, is a positive manner in a dark world. I was married to a monster, and I didn't realize how monstrous people were until the last 24 hours. And we wonder why people that are abused don't come out and get help, to be ridiculed. You wonder why SA victims don't ask for help. Who's going to listen to them? You guys want to know why all these 5- and 6-year-old kids
So that's the reason why I'm finishing the video on this, is because my phone, like I said, ran out of juice as far as memory. So let me go ahead and get something else up here on the screen other than my background. And I'll go to my channel. That way it shows that I haven't changed my name. Haven't changed who I am. As I was saying, you guys want to know what's going on with all these kids? Abusers were able to do what they could behind closed doors. And everybody was so busy on their computers and crammed in their house that nobody took time to realize maybe the 5-year-old that lived next door hadn't been seen. Or maybe, the couple that, you've lived next to for 5 years that always fights. You hadn't heard nothing. But you guys are so damn worried about who might get what and who might get what content. In honesty and all reality, all this was bashing Miss Daisy was because you guys are pissed off that I didn't reach out to any of y'all. I reached out to the one creator that has been nothing but 100% to me from the beginning. Do you know how many creators we have come over in our chat whenever we have a big following? We drop their links out of respect because they're on panel, and then they don't never come back. Miss Daisy's nothing but respectful. I don't promote my channel on Miss Daisy's channel because that's not what I'm about. As I said, I do this in my own time. I mod for Miss Daisy because I respect Miss Daisy and Miss Daisy respects me, and I do a lot of research and I do a lot of looking up stuff and a lot of legwork. And I did look at this lady and I did look at her friends list. And I can tell you right now, and like I said, I'm not going to say any names, but there's 2 people that's popped up on her friends list in the last couple of days. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And again, you know who you are. And if this is a hoax, you should damn sure be ashamed of yourself. But I'm not apologizing for anything. Because this is what we do. We put out information. And anybody that feels like the ex-husband was attacked, go read some of the reports. Don't come at me with he passed a lie detector test, because I'm going to tell you the same thing that I said about Dawn and Candace and anybody else that's ever passed one. It's not admissible in court. Do your research. It's a tool, an investigative tool, because they're not credible or reliable in court. Cannot be used. You know, you do a little research, you find some pretty interesting things. Watch the video I did on Rose. It's right here on the screen. Circle back. Hashtag Rose Bly. Rosemarie missing. Sister of Candace Bly. Take a gander at that video. Why don't you read what the FBI agent had to say? And for the lady that came on my video about Rose and commented, and I replied in a very respectful manner to her, Lisa, you didn't have to delete your comment from my YouTube, because I would not have deleted your comment. And I'm sorry that my reply was not what you were looking for. And for those that were in the first live, heard me say that you had got on there, you commented on my video that a lot of the information wasn't correct. And I replied with, I understand that. Not whether or not it was correct, but it was inconsistent. The year of her car, a lot of things. Says her eyes are brown. My eyes are hazel. You know what hazel is? It's a form of brown. I don't want to make this so long, it just seems like a bitchy rant. But I'm just really disappointed in this whole community that came after Daisy. And I would like to say thank you for those that supported Daisy. Thank you for Jinkies, Christina, Curvy Queen, Texas, everybody that came up on panel and defended this information and said that this is nothing different than anybody else has put out. And it's not near as gruesome as what the creators have put out about children. And what people in this case have said about each other. You guys can all be negative and y'all can all say nasty things.